The next principle I want to talk to you about is rhythm, which is exactly what it sounds like. Rhythm occurs when the intervals between elements, okay, we looked at negative space a minute ago. Rhythm occurs when those intervals are predictable, when they're similar in size, when they're similar in shape, when they're similar in length. When elements repeat at regular intervals, the visual rhythm that's created speeds identification and the user's ability to quickly infer what those elements are and understand what they do. I'm going to give you an example. Here's LinkedIn on the iPhone 6S, as it were. Here's how rhythm works in this situation. Okay, and again, I want you to think of rhythm in terms of music. Okay, when you listen to music, there's usually a meter. There's a time signature where you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's a rhythm. Take any popular song and tap it out, and you'll get a rhythm. So in this layout, rhythm works like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You see that? Those elements, because they are all related, because they are all the same type of information, follow the same rhythm. Person's picture, their name, and a summary of the message. Constant, consistent, repeated. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Two or more of anything in a layout when they're related, okay, when they're the same size, when they're the same shape, when they're the same font, when they are visually treated the same way, and of course, when their meaning is the same, two or more of anything in those cases implies related structure. These things go together. These things work together. These things perform similar functions. Okay, that's how rhythm is communicated in a layout. Even in something as dense and as visually complex as this is, there is most certainly rhythm present, and it works like this. We're going to start at the top left, we're going to go across, and then we're going to go down. All right, so take a look at the top left menu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those 7 elements are related. There is a rhythm there because of their proximity to each other, because of the negative space between them, because they're all the same size and essentially the same shape. All right, that's rhythm. Go to the right, same thing, 3 related elements. Next to that, same thing, 3 related elements. Down here in the main nav, it happens again. Navigation under that, same deal. Breadcrumbs underneath that, same deal. The filters and options on the right-hand side also have their own rhythm. The navigation on the left, same deal. There's a rhythm implied there. Notice that numbers 2 through 5 are closer together. So the rhythm changes slightly there. But because it's in the same spot, because it falls directly underneath, and because the relationship between those 4 things are consistent, the rhythm is maintained. Okay, there's a break, there's a chorus between the verses, but it still works. So this happens all over this layout, and you have rhythms within rhythms. Okay, it just keeps happening. This is what allows us, in addition to the principles of balance that we talked about, this also allows us to move through something quickly. All visual design, good visual design, has rhythm. The rhythm is either consistent or it's broken. When it's consistent, we have a greater understanding almost instantly of structure, of how things are related, of how things are organized, of how we get to other parts of the interface. But here's the thing. If you create structure, you also have to control it. And I want you to keep that in mind, because the other principles that we're going to go through in this course are the means by which you control that structure. Setting out rhythm is fine, but if, for instance, on a screen like this, there is a ton of visual information, you have to work a lot harder to control that structure, to control how it appears, to control how people move through it, and to control the degree of complexity that people have to contend with as they move through things. So, design mantra 7 is this: visual rhythm speeds comprehension and use. Never forget that. Just like a song gets your toes tapping or in your head goes, yeah, da, 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 da. It's the same thing, except it happens visually. The eyes and the brain move through and respond to that rhythm in order to quickly understand and comprehend.